Welcome back, King of Fighters fans. This go round, we're going to look at a very obscure King of Fighters games. Now, I've talked about King of Fighters in the past, saying that there's a few obscurities out there, and this is definitely one of them. And this one is called King of Fighters Maximum Impact Regulation A. See that shit 10 times fast. Basically, what it is it's of course based off the Maximum Impact series, especially King of Fighters 2006 or Maximum Impact 2. And what it is that they took 2006 or Maximum Impact 2, took all the good things about it, made into an arcade game, I believe on the Taito X2 board in about 2007, and then ported it back to the PS2. Now, this game never reached the US or European shores, so this is an exclusive to the PlayStation 2 in Japan only. So let's just take a look at it and see what the fuck makes it so different. Alright, so let's just get into it. Alright, here we have Time Attack versus Network Match in Japan. Options, jukebox, and practice. Basically, the game is set up really is just for Time Attack. There's no such thing as a story mode in here. Whereas as the previous games focused on a story mode, this doesn't. And the main thing they'll separate it is if you know anything about the King of Fighters, the Maximum Impact series, you'll notice though when I start selecting, alright, let's go for my team. I'm just going to raise this up just a bit on the camera. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Alright, so I'm going to go for Mai, of course. I'm going to go for Yuri Sakazaki. And they even have a lot of new fighters in here, such as Mizuguchi from the, Fighters History series. There's actually, I think, a character called, it's Xiaolong, which is Dulong's brother. They brought back Blue Mary. Ash Crimson is in it. So there's a lot of variety in here, and there's about 40 plus characters. Everybody that was unlockable, plus the extra characters, is featured in here. Alright, so I'm going to pick my Team Titty here. Alright, let's go for Mai, Yuri, and B. Janet from Garu. Alright, so basically you want to know what separates this game. The purpose of this game is while the previous titles focused on one-on-one combat, this brings it back to the old school 3-on-3. And it's no tagging, it's just brought back 3-on-3 straight up, and it does it really well. The thing is that they corrected a lot of mistakes with, let's say, Maximum Impact 2, because, you know, let's say if there was, like, certain characters that were overpowered or had cheap combinations, they tried to focus on it. Because what the game basically is a tournament-style game. And that's where it really is, because it was in the arcade. And that was the main focus and all. Like I said, the pros of this game are that it's got a variety of characters, brings back some old favorites. The problem is that there's no story mode. Now, some people might not give two shits about that, but, you know, it just, like, once you're done the time trial, as you see at the bottom right there, it says Time Attack. There's really nothing else to really do with the game, unless if you always are fighting two people. Because it's just meant for just two-player versus. Now, a lot of the pros and all, if the control seems a bit tighter, there's a little less float in the game from 2006. It's a very well-polished game, but there's not much more to say than that. Whereas 2006 had a lot of things going for it, especially a lot of unlockables and characters and all, which made it really unique. Here, there's nothing to unlock. Everything has been unlocked. A lot of the costumes and everything are missing in here. Some of the levels are actually missing in here that were in 2006. So, I mean, the game is brought down bare bones to just be a regular fighting game or tournament style game rather than focusing on a story and things of that nature. Now, do I think it's good? To an extent. I mean, some people really don't give a shit about what do you call it, stories and all, but some people do, and they like to have some little story. Here it just ends abruptly. And I don't know why they called it Maximum Impact Regulation A when they should have just called it Maximum Impact Special or Tournament or some goofy shit like that. But, you know, other than that, I mean, it's pretty good. If you're a die-hard King of Fighter fan or a die-hard fighting game fan, this is something definitely to check out and all. Like I said, it's only available for the PlayStation 2. I don't think it's even downloadable anywhere, not that I'm aware of. If somebody can let me know, you know, comment below. The thing is that because it's something that people should really check out, especially for our hardcore people. I'm not necessarily saying King of Fighter fans, but more for, you know, people who just like to do tournament style or like to play fighting games with their friends and all, which mostly is what fighting games are really meant for anyway. But yeah, other than that, and other than some, they took out a couple characters. I think they took out Armor Ralph. That was in 2006. I mean, that's really about it. And like I said, they kept most of the music. The sound is pretty good. It sounds just like a tournament type of game. Music's not bad. Some of the music was actually ported from Sengoku 3, which is pretty interesting. What else can I say? Not much more. But this is really recommended towards the hardcore fighting game fan. Because, like I said, there's not much else to it than just for the hardcore fan. Alright, then I'm going to leave you with a bit more of gameplay. And I seriously suggest, if you haven't heard the game, you enjoy King of Fighters, especially the 3D ones, because in all in reality, SNK isn't really that great at making 3D fighting games. And Maximum Impact 2 or King of Fighters 2006 and this game are really well put together. And that should be noted, that they can do 3D besides being gods of the 2D sprites and all. So yeah, so go ahead, check this game out. If you have to do it via emulation, do it, because I think you'll really enjoy having a really unique King of Fighters game. And yeah, alright then, take care. Oh, and I forgot to mention that you do have final bosses. All the final bosses are bosses that you fought in Maximum Impact 1 and 2, and you have the addition of the Nightmare Geese. So, and you do fight all of them. So, yeah, I did forget to mention that. Alright then.